Okay, hello test. Let's see. Looks like everything's okay. And rebooting did the trick, Robert.
Okay, very good. Well, sorry you're having so much trouble. Anyway, usually things get crazy because you're flustered there. Anyway, we'll let you go there, K7EME and 780.
Yeah, I mean, between the antenna and the live stream and the Flex software, but I think we got it going. And Steve, while I was down, I rebooted the. What I didn't do was check. Remember these settings, so that's what happened. Okay.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, sounds perfect, Ken. Doug, and I actually went and I'll put the new URL up because it did change.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate all your help, and so I've got to remember to keep that box locked. I figured I looked at it this morning and I said, well, why do I care if I remember the settings? Because I change them every week. But what I obviously didn't know was that changing it would go back to the previous one. So anyway, I learned something new. So anybody else out there, K7EME? All right, did you guys get Dan in here on air scatter? I see he checked in.
Yeah, Al got him in there.
Okay, good. And let me see. I wonder if we got. No, I don't see. I don't see Warren in. Hey, are you lurking out there?
I think you're reading that wrong. It's K7CWS. That's Ray, and he's up in Scottsdale, and I haven't seen him for a long time. I tried getting him to check in earlier, but I'm not sure. But I know him from the 10-meter net. He used to be good friends with both Art and Bob from the 10-meter net. Over.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, I didn't look closely enough. Okay. Well, we're good then. I guess we'll just hang tight. And yeah, Robert, I heard you say with the mobile, and I halfway thought about grabbing my camping Yagi and backing out and setting it on there, but it would have taken quite a lot of effort. And with the loop, I could have checked in. So I would have checked in, but no way, would enough people have been able to hear me to do anything on the net. So anyway, it's always a backup there, So I, anyway, I think we're up and running 100% this morning. Other than having to keep an eye on that bar graph. If it acts up again. Boy, it was it was weird. I was getting more reflected than forward.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Anyway, sorry the trouble. You got some rain down there, so maybe a little water in it.
That's possible. We got over 4/10 of an inch, and there was some intense rain. But anyways, and I know it's got to be arced up there, so it's not the best connection. Good news is, however, ice line's on out of Kevlar, putting a riser in the middle so that the antenna will actually be a couple feet higher than it was before with the aluminum rods supporting it from underneath. And new connector, and I just have to fine tune it, then put it up maybe 8 or 10 feet, adjust the tuning, and I'll pack it out there to the tower, and it'll be ready when Chuck's ready. So that's the good thing. So the rebirth of the antenna is in progress. Next step is to cut and trim the two phasing cables out of FFJ half inch heliacs. So we're working on it, and hopefully before too long, after he gets back from Chile, I think it's going to be about a 2-week project. So I will be off the air perhaps for a week or two, but I'm going to be going over to Chuck's place, and I'll run the net from over there. So should not be any interruption in things with that. And when I get back and that antenna is at full, the array is back to full strength. That should be so much better for me. Anyway, I rattle on. Anybody else out there? K7EME.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Yeah, K7ZYP here. Hey, what phone number did you call?
870.
Okay, yeah, it's my cell phone. It's out on the charger. Yeah, the home phone is completely disconnected right now.
Yeah, I knew not to call that one, but oh, and hey, I started on your amp board yesterday. I've got everything. The diodes are in, the capacitors are in, but I cannot find those damn ceramic discs. I know I had them both packages. I've got the 2 kilovolt ones and the 1 kilovolt ones, and I think I even showed them to you, but I cannot find either one. So I'm going to work on that today too. But that new solder vacuum solder gun, it is awesome. I mean, you can desolder stuff so fast, and then after the component is out of there, you can just vacuum the traces up, and it looks like a brand new printed circuit board. And so that is that. But the big thing I wanted to tell you is that the high voltage line, that piece of coax to the BNC that runs to the RF cage, the solder joint on that, it wasn't even soldered. It was just rotating around in the little bulb of solder there. It was not connected with any kind of a good solder joint. So I wonder how much trouble that was as well.
Yeah, go figure. Well, this stuff happens. Yep. Hey, are you renting a machine to do your antennas?
No, Chuck's going to go up and do that. Just to try to save, because we got so much to do. And it's 2 antennas. I'd have to borrow Chuck for a week, and it just, so I don't think so. If we have to, I will. But that's further down the road. Let's see what else I was going to say. I'm going to desolder every component because of that. I'm going to remove all the old solder, vacuum it all up, and resolder every single thing on the control board and the because of that joint. So I want to clean them all up and run new solder, because the new joints look better than the old ones anyway.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, I thought maybe if you're going to rent the machine, I'd help you out with it, and maybe we could do mine at the same time, but that's okay. Sounds like you got your hands full there. I'm not sure what we're going to have to do. I got to get Chuck down here to look at this. When he gets back, Anyway, he's a traveling man, over.
Yeah, well, Chuck, is being very helpful on all of that stuff, and I sure appreciate it so much. But anyways, we don't want to stretch him too thin. God, yeah. Anyway, we'll see how that all comes out. But to rent a truck, I literally, or a lift, with all the projects I have to do, and they can't all happen at once. I'd have to rent it multiple times, and he can go up and do that. It would be a lot easier, I guess. And so maybe we'll talk about it and see. But I probably coordinating it would have to be done so that it would be at least amount as possible. But I could foresee having to have it 3 different times for a while, and a weekend is $1,000 almost. So you have it 3 weekends. That's a lot of money.
I gotta get to the restroom. I'll be back.
Okay, Robert, sounds good. K7EME. Anybody else wandered by yet for the Arizona SWOTnet?
Yeah, Kilo Charlie 7, Mike.
7MG. How are you doing up there in Casa Grande?
Wonderful. Just enjoying the weather and enjoying everything about it. Yeah, it's got a new antenna for the satellite from had it built in Serbia, of all places, and shipped to me. Took only 5 days, believe it or not, from Serbia to Casa Grande, and I'm using it right now, mainly for the satellites. It's two antennas on one boom with two end connector feed lines. So I'm hoping it's working pretty good here.
Yeah, okay, Jack. Well, that is pretty good out of Serbia, 5 days. I wonder, are you do a lot with the satellites? Are you FM or do you do sideband on them?
I do both. I do both. Been on the satellite for many years, and both linear analog and the FM satellites. The FM satellites seem to be pretty overcrowded. A lot of people have the aero antennas and the handy-talkies, so I kind of stick with the linears over.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Well, you certainly, it's a lot easier than back in the day. I know when I did satellites before I got into moon bounce, tracking, we didn't have the software to track the Doppler, and it was a little bit crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, right now, most people are using a software program to track in PC32, SAT-PC32, and it'll control most radios through your computer. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, and it's the same. I don't use SAT PC32, but I do have software that follows the moon and or satellites if I were to do that. Just plug in what you're trying to track, and it'll do it. It'll even track planets. I imagine SAT PC32 will do that as well, but I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it will. So, anyways, awesome. Well, it makes it more like a regular QSO without having to. Because I remember, one hand on the rotor and 2 rotors. I had 2 separate rotors, and then another hand on the uplink, trying to keep that in line, uplink and downlink, whatever. It was, I guess we tuned the uplink to stay on the downlink. I don't remember what I did. It was a real mess, though, to try to do that. Anyway, thanks for. Are you going to be able to stick around?
Leave the downlink, leave the uplink, and just tune the downlink. And makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, well, right now they've got the rotators. Yaesu has the G5500 out, only about $800, but the tracking program will actually pass through the whole pad. So it's all you need is money,
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the bottom line there. All right. Well, I'm glad you're doing that. I did not know that, so appreciate that. Are you going to be able to stick around?
No, as usual, I've got Skype with our European family. My wife's from Germany, so we get on with the family every Sunday morning at 8:30. So now check me in and out, and I appreciate it. You got a great signal this morning.
Well, thank you. You're nice and strong as well. So good talking to you, and we'll catch you next Sunday.
Okay, real good. 7-3. Hey, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. What's left of it. KC7MG.
All righty, Jack. 7-3s. Anybody else out there? K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet.
Yeah, by the way, are you doing any meteor scatter besides EME? K7CWA.
Yeah, I got you there, Warren. A little bit of a double there. I am occasionally I'll do meteor scatter, mostly during contests. But yes, I've done a lot of meteor scatter on 2 meters, 6 meters, 2 meters, and 222 megahertz.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm starting to get interested a little bit in MS. So I guess AMSK 144 is the way to go. Okay, we'll leave you alone. KC7MG. Thank you.
You bet. Have fun. It's an awesome thing to do. Definitely, very very much fun. Warren, K7CWA. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. It's the usual nothing to say type thing, but I'm here and supporting the net and here for the count and all that sort of thing.
Okay, sounds good, and we'll get back around to you. Enjoy listening, and catch up with you in an hour or so. K7EME.
Yeah, I was wondering. You were searching, I know, for a while for a Sidewinder radio. Did you ever find one?
No, I have not. I've been keeping an eye out, and if I find one, I'll grab it.
Okay, well, I'll wait. I'll be here. Yeah, K7EME, K7CWA.
All right, sounds good. I know we're talking about perhaps getting a banner together. We haven't gotten around to doing that, but for at swap meets, and it'll definitely have that a picture of the Sidewinder there. Yeah, it's a work in progress. This is K7EME looking to the north. Anybody up that way? Lee, are you around? And we'll swing over to the east, K7EME. And out to the southeast, K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet. And reversing course and heading over toward the northwest and a little bit further out to the west, K7EME.
KW7RNX.
KW7RNX. How are you doing this morning, Ron?
Doing well. We're out remote in the Ironwood National Park Monument right behind you.
Oh, yeah, I can see it out the window. Excellent. I wondered how you were so dang strong. Good for you. You up on the mountainside at all?
Nope, just down here on the flats, just at the end of Mile Wide Road.
Okay, excellent. Well, very good. Strong signal. I won't need any relays today.
Roger that. Put me on the list. We'll be standing by and listening to the net.
Okay, good deal. Be interesting to hear how many stations you hear. We'll get the report when I get back around to you. I see Mike KD5 NLP is lurking. I wonder if you're by the microphone there, Mike. No, I think Mike turns on his computer and doesn't get by, just gets it warmed up. K7EME, anybody else out there?
Doug, this is W7WHB.
Yeah, good morning, Steve. How are you doing?
Oh, good. I'm on the list, but I was having some problems this morning also. I just wondered if I'm making the trip.
Yeah, you're S6, but I'm not even aimed at you, so it sounds good.
All right, thank you much. We're standing by.
Yeah, no problem. Sounds good. All right, back on the Phoenix area, K7EME.
Okay, I'm back. Who did I miss?
Okay, we'll get you up to date. Just a couple of them. Kilo Charlie 7, Mike Golf, KC7MG, in and out.
Alrighty.
And we just had also KW7RNX, Ron. He is operating remote from the Ironwood National Monument out there. Great signal. I won't need a relay today.
All right, fantastic. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is it on the list. Mike KD5 NLP is lurking out there, but no RF yet. K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet.
How about Warren, K7CWA? Are you going to be checking in, over?
I didn't give you Warren's call. Yes, I'm sorry. He did check in.
All right, I'll put him at the bottom.
Yep, my fault there.
No problem, got it.
Wonder if Chuck's listening today. Midday, he's probably out and about enjoying the day off. But hello to you, Chuck. In case you listened to the live stream, a little bit of a rough start this morning, but we got it going. So hello to you, Chuck, down in Chile. So, Robert, the next thing I need to work on here is a way to patch the a cell phone signal into so like Chuck could say hi while he's down in Chile, or when you're off in Europe or whatever. We can Mike's down in Australia. We can patch you guys in and say hi.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Probably the easiest way would just be a simple, microphone connected to. Well, yeah, I just put the cell phone on. What am I trying to say? And then turn around and just put the mic next to it, Thrower.
Yeah, on speakerphone. Yeah, I don't know how well that would work. I have to experiment with that maybe. It's a thought, just a thought. It's just like the live stream started off just as a thought, and now it's running. So there we go. Anyway, K7EME. Anybody else out there? And Jasper is down in Tucson, and so she is. I don't know what they're up to here, but she was talking about texted me and coming by and seeing Gus and George on their way back to Phoenix. So Jasper there.
Haven't heard or seen from her in a long time. Wonder what she's been up to.
I think she's back to working full time as part of it.
Well, that would happen. Yeah, that would happen. Over.
Yeah, it's amazing how work gets in the way of radio. You know, it's nothing like being retired. Anyway, let's see. We'll pause here for a bit and see if anybody else wanders by.
W7G.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Enjoying the last few days of winter.
Winter? Yeah, okay. Yeah, pretty soon it's going to be air conditioning time, that's for sure. We had 1 or 2 days this week that tickled 80 degrees.
That would be winter in Arizona. Just ask them people from Nebraska and Minnesota, them places.
Yeah, I know. Or even, Northern California. The Donner Pass and up there on the way to Reno. Looks like tons of snow and just a real whiteout up there with all the snow they're getting. So, yeah, we're in our little cocoon down here. We're a bit spoiled, at least during the winter.
Yeah, Roger on that. Like I say, enjoy plus years, so I know what's coming. All right, I'll be here for the whole day. Good to hear you as a good start here. What number am I?
You are number 25.
All right. Well, I made it in under 30. WX7G, back to that control.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you did. You squeaked in under the wire. Glad to have you aboard. K7EME. Good morning, Barry. KC7VEQ. How are you doing today? All right, Barry. It took me a second to get lined up on you a little bit better. So I missed a few words of that. What was the last part? Okay, boy, tough copy on you this morning. Let me have Robert. Were you copying Barry?
Yeah, no problem. He's going to be doing NASCAR next weekend, so he won't be here for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that in there, but I wasn't sure. Awesome. Well, have a great time, and you will be missed, but have a good time and a good little vacation. Sounds like. Catch you later, Barry. Enjoy the races.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much. All right. Talk to you guys a little bit.
Okay, and yeah, the QSB came up. You're S6 that time. Go figure. All right, sounds good. K7EME.
Hey, Doug, WX7G here with a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, there's satellites and all that stuff. I missed him.
Yeah, he didn't speak of them today, but he does. He's a go-to guy. Are you interested in satellites?
It's interesting. I'm a 10-year
I understand that. Yeah. But yeah, Vince is the only one. Well, I was talking about KC7 Mike Golf Jack in Casa Grande. I did not know this until this morning, but he does a lot of satellite work and has done it for a long time. But you don't need much. I think if you want to play with it, the ISS can be reached with a handheld, I believe. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are some satellites, others as well, that can be reached with a dual band HT.
Yeah, Roger, I remember him saying he was going for switch squares there for a while, and I think once he got past 600 of them, like, he kind of lost his allure, and I heard him say something about he was chasing something different now. I'm not sure what that was, but Vince used to check into the 10-meter net quite frequently, but hasn't in quite a while. All right, I was just kind of curious. WX7G back to net control.
Yeah, okay, Jim. Sounds good. And Chuck, you must be listening on what that message meant that you sent. Questioned an image. Anyway, just a little message there from Chuck. So he's out and about, I guess. Anyways, anybody else out there? K7EME.
W5RCQ info.
Yeah, and Jerry, I'll go ahead. And there was, I know, another station in there, but go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, good. I just wanted to mention that anybody interested in satellite, there's usually an AMSAT demo at the various SWOT meets, and we've got one coming up 2 weekends from now. So if anybody wants to go see it, talk to them, buy literature, get literature, whatever, look for the AMSAT demo guy at the SWOT meet.
Okay, very good. Great to note. Sounds good. I see those guys there. I've never really listened, stopped in and chatted for a while, but yeah, I see those fellows at quite a few of the swap meets. Let's see. There was one other station in there calling in. Who was that? Go ahead, Ron.
Can you give me what number I am on net logger and blind this week?
Okay, what about NetLogger? You said something about you are number 23 on NetLogger. Go ahead.
All right, that's what I wanted to know. 23, so I can get it down on you because I'm running blind. I don't have NetLogger.
Okay, got it. Very good. Let's see. And I didn't know Chuck is not listening to the. He's on a. I sent a picture. He's right now. He's heading out to whale watching this afternoon. So he's on the boat, and there looks like about 6 or 7 people going out on a guide boat to do whale watching. So that's what Chuck's up to. KD5NLP. Mike, are you by the microphone? And I see Lee is online there. WJ0F. Lee, good morning to you up there.
CJ0F here. I hope the antenna is pointing the right way. It's pretty darn windy, over.
Okay, I had, yeah, you got a nice strong signal down here, Lee. You said pretty darn what?
Pretty darn windy up here. 25 gusting to 40.
Oh, a windy, you said. Okay. Oh my. Well, you must be getting a front coming through. Is there something coming out of California, I imagine?
Yeah, it's that thing. It's passing to the north of us. All we're going to get out of this is a bunch of wind. Anyway, just want to make sure the antenna was pointing right still. We'll be in for the net, WJ0F.
Okay, yeah, that was now. You must have gotten right on frequency there. Now that's why I couldn't tell. It was just a little bit off, and I missed that one word. Yeah, you're doing beautifully. It's no problem down here.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. It drifts, so I have to turn it back up to the right frequency, and then it'll keep drifting. Anyway, we'll be in for the net, WJ0F.
Okay, excellent. We got you on the list, Lee. Anybody else out there? And David, I see you've asked a question on the SWOT messaging, and the answer is yes. The Tuesday evening net still is there. It was at 7 o'clock. Today is the first week of the month, so actually it starts a little bit earlier this week. This session will begin probably about 6:30 because there's a swap net that takes place a little bit earlier. So around 6:30 or beyond, normally at 7, but this week a little bit earlier, and same frequency on Tuesday nights. K7EME. Okay, Robert, I am going to refresh my drink, and I will be right back, and we'll get the net started. K7EME.
All right, very good. This is November 7 Victor Delta for the Arizona SWAT Net. Looking for check-ins. Please call now. This is November 7, Victor Delta for the Arizona SWOT Net. Any check-ins, please call now. Hello, Mike. Good copy. KD5NLP, you'll be able to stick around? All right, fantastic. Got you on the list.
Okay, with that, thank you, Robert. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Arizona Sidewinders on 2Net. This net is open to all amateurs. We meet every Sunday morning at 1530 Zulu, and we begin taking check-ins as early as 14:30 or so. My name is Doug, K7EME. I'm located in southern Arizona, running legal limit to what's left of a large antenna array. We're working on that, covering all of Arizona and into the surrounding states. The purpose of this net is to encourage VHF and higher band activity here throughout the Southwest. And for more information, please check our website, az-swat.net, which was put together by Robert, November 7 Victor Delta, who is also running the NetLogger portion of this group, where online you can monitor the check-in list and post messages if, for example, if you need us to point your way to get checked in. And I do monitor those messages, and if I don't, Robert will let me know for sure. Now I'm going to go ahead and take check-ins around the compass here and see if we're missing anybody. Probably not, but we'll go through the motions here, and I'm going to swing out toward the northwest here and out toward the west a bit. K7EME for the Arizona SWOT Net. And let's check to the north one more time. I know we already got Lee in here, but anybody up that way, K7EME. And looking out toward the east, K7EME. And one call out to the southwest, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT Net. Okay, we're back on the center of things here, up toward Phoenix, and we'll get things rolling. So Chuck is off whale watching NJ6D down in Chile this morning. He's not monitoring, but we'll say hello to him anyways. And we've got the beginning of Hamfest season. It has arrived, guys. So I've got a bunch of things happening this month and next month. Going to be very busy for you guys who like to hit every one of them. So we're starting off with Scottsdale on March 16th. So weekend after next. Elle and I will be up there with the remainder of Pete's gear. We sold most of it at the Green Valley Hamfest, and so that was very successful. But there is still a fair amount of things left that we'll be doing. And I had a thought, Al, you can comment on this later, but they're selling spaces two a piece. I don't know if they have single ones, but I was thinking we could get 4 spaces in memory of Pete there. We'll set up the table, but there'll be 4 places or 2 other places for folks to park, and then you guys, if you want to bring some radios, there'll be a bunch of tables. So we'll do that. Make sure that it's all in Pete's memory. There, we'll have a bunch of his QSL cards and the remaining items that he's got. So we'll be there. Looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible. March 16th, Saturday morning. After that is the DeVry Hamfest on March 30th, and then shortly after that. Looks like 1 week after that, the Tucson Spring Hamfest will be down here clear over on the east side of Tucson. So bit of a trek even for me to get over to that one. Then after that, on the 20th, there's the Prescott is stirring up there. I'll bet that'll be well attended as well, and a good chance to get out of the valley up there. Anyways, that's the rundown on the Hamfests up through the next couple of months here. I'm going to put it over to Robert, and Robert, get things started. Go ahead.
All right, very good. K7EME in the SWOT net, November 7 Victor Delta. And this is Robert up here in Northeast Mesa, SWOT number 3051. Well, good. Sorry you're having trouble this morning, but there's a good signal right now, so everything's going. I made some fantastic contacts. KD7W went up to Mount Lemon, and he was 35 over 9 to me on my small dish here at the house on 10 gigahertz. Fantastic signal, and I guess he and K6VHF hooked up on 24 gigahertz. It was a new contact, longer contact, I believe, for Alex, K6VHF, from what I heard. Anyway, I made contact with the usual suspects all the way around, and K6VHF and I also worked on 5 gig. Emo was on, but had a little trouble with his transmitter, but I did make contact with him on 10. And when Alex was trying to work N6RMJ out in Delta Mike 35, I thought I saw a trace occasionally. Might have been some QSB or some aircraft enhancement, but no way I could make a contact. But I actually did see a CW, some continuous wave when they were sending carriers back and forth to line up. So that was exciting. Not quite there yet. Let's see, the other big news, I'll be flying up toward to my dad's place in Kansas City on March 25th, and won't be back till March 30th. We are moving forward. I've got an appointment with the folks at the Independent Living Center here about 2 miles from me on Tuesday. We're going to be hopefully getting things set up and getting him moved. I'm hoping sometime in April. So, any new Hamfests out there? Well, I might be able to drag him to it. Don't know. We'll have to see. He is 96, but we'll see if he has any interest in that. So you guys might actually get to meet him. We're kind of excited about it for sure. All right. Other than that, got a second graphics card in the new computer, and it is just exactly where I wanted it. It's working quite well. So that's it. Back to you, K7EME in the group in 7 meeting.
Yeah, okay, Robert, very good. And so you guys are gonna rent a U-Haul and bring his stuff down. Is that right?
Well, I'm not absolutely sure yet. I would like to try to talk him into leaving the furniture, and I think he got a price of $4,000 to have some movers move it, but that could do quite well for just it. Obviously, I'm still going to drive up with the truck and pick up all his mementos, personal belongings, electronics, and stuff and all that. And we'll bring it direct. Obviously, I'll bring him. So we'll be doing that hopefully. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a big job there, but I am so glad to hear that he's decided to come on down. So that's awesome, and it's a big change for him, but I'll bet he won't regret it. Should be really nice. Let's see. We got L next, K7ZYP. So L, over to you.
Good morning, Doug and the net, K7ZYP. Got a question for Robert. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Robert, was your dad an amateur? I don't know if you ever mentioned that or not.
Oh, yeah. He was an amateur. We got our tech license. He really wasn't into equipment. We put our first equipment that I operated on was a 6-meter system that we put together. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's it. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Do you remember his call?
Yeah, it's right next to mine. It was WB0CIR. Mine was WB0CIS. Over.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, that's interesting. Hey, glad to be really neat. So, yeah, enjoy your trip. Well, it's still a couple weeks away, but anyway, if you need me to do net logger for you or something, let me know. Okay, so let's see here. What was I going to talk about other than that? It's been a pretty quiet week here. Not much going on. Good to hear from everybody this week, and it was good to see the folks last weekend at the Ham Fest down here in Green Valley. Like Doug said, we did real good, and sold a whole bunch of Pete's stuff there. Okay, let's see here. I can't think of anything to talk about, so anyway, with that, I'll go ahead and throw it back to you there, Doug. Everybody have a real good week, and we'll be talking to you on the other nets. K7EME.
You want to get Barry in here?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, over to you, Barry, VE4MA. Take it away. We'll get you off to 432.
Roger. Good morning, everybody. And good signals this morning. And I'm perched up on the northern parts of Apache Trail with a portable setup on a tripod. So, and yeah, I echo Robert's comments there on the microwave activity day. They're sure lots of fun and lots of content. It was really nice, big signals, huge signals on 10 and 24 gigs. And Alex was his best 10 gig DX, and that was about 175 miles. So that was a good QSO. Afterwards, Alex came over our way, and we played around with 122 gigs, and we managed to extend our distance out to 4.6 kilometers, which is not all that far, but it's with the very token antennas that Alex has there, just a horn antenna, that's doing okay. So we did attempt to stretch it out to 10 kilometers, but just not enough signal there. He did find a good operating location, so he's got to get a dish hooked up to that horn, and then we'll try it again before I go. So, and as I mentioned earlier, my trailer is almost sold again, and looking at leaving here around the 27th of March. So we'll keep up with things on the live stream anyway. So I think that's about it. Back to you, K7EME V4MA Portable 7.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, my comments, I don't know if you heard them earlier, but we'll have to figure out a way. If it is down to maybe just letting you say hi to everybody once in a while, via the phone, I can hold the mic up to my cell phone, put it on speaker. Not sure how well that would be quality-wise, but we'll keep you involved, definitely, while you're back up there in Canada. So sounds good, and say hi to the guys up there on 432. Beautiful signal, S9 today, S9. Let's see, we got L, so we're over to Steve, N7THW. So Steve, take it away.
K7EME in the group, N7THW, SWOT number 3663, Steve in East Mesa. Not much going on with me, kind of low energy Steve still, but getting a few small projects done, and I don't know, I'm starting to enjoy a lot of outdoor activities, biking and what have you, so that's always kind of fun. And the only thing I've done in the radio is here I go again, getting ready to put some more aluminum in the attic. I got my 6-meter loop assembled, was working with my Nano VNA last night.
in the garage and got it as low as I could. Gonna put it in the pole outside and get it down a little bit lower and see what happens, and you'll once again in the attic. So I don't know. Probably use it mostly for FT8, and once in a while might get lucky on DX. But anyway, that's all I got for now. I left my amplifier for 6 meters up in Lakeside, so no big deal. All for now, and 7-3 to everybody. All sounding good there, and sorry you having so much troubles there, Doug. K7EME and 7THW, 7-3.
All right, Steve, very good. And thanks again for your help monitoring and everything on the live stream. I think now that I know which boxes to check, we'll do a little better with keeping the date up to date. Anyways, you have a good week, and we'll catch up to you later. W7KZM, there, Ken. It's all yours. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike. I'm sitting here with my new toy. I got a RM Italy LA250, and I'm running it on a EcoFlow Delta. I'm trying to get my system so it all runs on batteries or alternate sources. But as luck would have it today, all I have is static coming back. And while I was sitting here, I just noticed there was a battery backup I just put in under my desk. Is probably the cause. Anyway, I've got reports about it sounding good, so I'm happy, and I hope everybody has a happy week, and see you next week so I can hear you. Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike. Thanks, week.
Okay, very good. The RM Italy, that's a 2-meter amplifier, is that right?
Yeah, it's 2 meter, and boy, this thing is big. I didn't realize how big this thing is.
Yeah, how many watts is it?
This one's 250, and I'm running, it's right about 180 or so, 180 or 200. I can't see it bouncing around so much.
Okay, well, very good. Yeah, you're going to get heard with that kind of power. So awesome. Glad you're in the process of getting it working and up to snuff there, and you'll get your receive going soon. All right, let's see. We had KC7KW in and out, and so that gets us down to Vale and Jim N6CAZ. So Jim, what's going on with you?
Hey, good morning there, Doug, and everybody on the net. Yeah, busy weekend. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, first it was the company Employee Appreciation Day, which is their excuse for what to do with a floating holiday. We've got another one actually coming up. I think it's April 1st. So that's another one we don't generally. So we got that going on, and unfortunately I had to use my Friday to clear out my garage. To get a new garage door installed. So I spent a good part of Friday trying to figure out where the heck I'm going to put all this stuff that was in the way of where they wanted to have a clear space for working on the door. So in the process, kind of organized my radio project stuff a little bit, some of the things out there, and oh, what a mess. And I wound up kind of taking it in 2 shifts. First was a donation to thrift stores in the morning, and got some big items out, and then the rest of it was just moving stuff around, and finally about 10 o'clock at night I was able to call it and say, okay, this is good enough. They were supposed to be here Saturday morning. They didn't get here until about 10. I think I was in the window between like 8 and 12, so they were right in the middle. But all done. Got a nice new super modern garage door opener with Wi-Fi access and a phone app that I can open and close the door from, and all kinds of fun stuff. But the better part is I've got an insulated door now. And as I started putting things back together, so yesterday afternoon I was putting everything back where I wanted it so I could get my truck back in the garage. But yeah, I found a few radio items out there, little projects and stuff I kind of forgot about, got them a little more organized. Found my workbench under all the stuff that I moved around. It's also good. So that was it. And then this morning I got up pretty early and started putting my 730 Star back together. I got it about 80% a couple weeks ago that I just kind of been too busy. Plus side, I replaced just the general PA board that was in there. And I've got to investigate a little further. I just did it this morning, but I've got twice the power on UHF now, according to my meter. But it looks like I've got less on sideband, so I don't know if I just don't have the mic audio set up right or what. I'll have to look into it a little more, put on the dummy load again, and see what's going on. But I guess you can call that progress. So twice as much power in FM, that's something, I guess. But anyway, that's a sign that the problem is located on that board somewhere, so that's a big part of it. I think he had replaced the actual PA module, so that should be new unless it's already damaged from something he did. I don't know. But that's what you get when you get used parts. But anyway, what a process. Gosh, you got to tear the whole back off the radio to get to that. And you got wires you got to unsolder. Most of them are on connectors, but there's still a couple that you have to unsolder. So that's kind of interesting. But anyway, that's hopefully going to get wrapped up today. We're going to at least get somewhere else with it. But other than that, busy times, lots going on, and good to know that my RF is not making the garage door go up and down or anything crazy so far, so that's a good thing. And see, just been kind of listening in, so not a lot else going on down here, but looking forward to the upcoming MSAT. So Scottsdale I kind of forgot about. I've got my DeVry one up there for the end of March. But Scottsdale used to be interesting. I don't know. Al was saying that he didn't like the new location so much. So I don't know. We'll have to look into that one. I'll see how I feel when the weekend comes up and whether or not I want to make the trek. But I can possibly bring her on a couple of things, too, to add to the table. So that might help out and make it worth the trip. Anyway, that's all I got on this end. I'll get back to you there. And good morning to everybody, and we'll talk to you later. N6CAZ.
Oh. Okay there, Jim. Was there someone else making a comment?
Yeah, K7EME. I'd like to tell Jim my new comment on that. Jim, I hadn't been to that Hamfest in a few years, and it's in a different location now even. So I think it's over there by that Black Bear restaurant that Robert took us to there that time, Doug, over.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll make a note of that.
Yeah, I thought it was on the reservation still, but it's not. So, okay. Sorry about that, Jim. We'll catch you later, K7EME.
Okay, very good. And Jim, congratulations on the new garage door. I guess it makes sense that they're all Bluetoothed and Wi-Fi and cell phone and all that capable. Incredible. We're not going to have to do anything come another 20, 30 years. Everything will be done for you. I don't know what we'll do. Anyways, sounds good. And on the FT736R, sometimes I've had in the past when you get a 40-year-old piece of gear. One of the things I like to do is go through and resolder all the circuit board. Just get in there with a pencil and heat them up and get them flowing. And you never know, because there can be micro cracks in that old solder from stuff heating up and cooling off or whatever. And you just never know. Sometimes these little things can add up. Anyways, let's see. Next is W7ADF. So, Jim, how's things going up there in North Scottsdale?
Good morning, Doug and the group. W7ADF here. We're northeast Scottsdale, Rio Verde foothills. Going good. Got my solar system hooked up to all my radios. That's what I'm talking on now, battery power. And I'm really pleased with that. Everything's working as it should. So I must have hooked up everything correctly there, at least for now. So I got a note from Mikey, WD7R. Him and his XYL are in Kona, and I think they're going to be there through today, and I think they're coming back tomorrow. So he should be back on board for the Tuesday evening roundtable on this frequency there. So looking forward to that. Other than that, that's about it. Everyone have a good day, and I'll turn it back to you, Doug, W7ADF.
All right. Well, I'll certainly let Mike know that you did an admirable job filling in for him while they were out globetrotting, and So I'm glad to hear that they're back in Kona and not on the homeward stretch there. One more leg to go there. So, and congratulations on the solar. Good job. And it's nice to not have to worry about the grid and I can leave my computers on all day long and it's the power bill at all. So it's a nice feeling. Let's see. Who do we have next? We've got Dave, K7SWK. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, good. This is Dave, K7SWK in spot number 3729. And, no, I didn't have a lot to talk about this week. With the solar activity, I got a little scared last week and thought, well, I don't know too much about solar, but people say there's a lot of anomalies out there, so it was a good excuse for me to unplug everything, leave it unplugged for a week while I continued to do some make an effort towards selling the business. And that said, I wasn't on the radio much last week, and don't really know how I'm anxious to hear Jerry's report today. But and if everything goes according to plan, tomorrow at 10 o'clock I'll be meeting with the gentlemen that are buying my business, and it'll be all signed and done and collect the check tomorrow, and I will officially be out of the contracting business. I think I'm very much looking forward to it. It's kind of bittersweet. That thing that it's that other chapter in your life when you get to that crossroads, not sure whether to go left or right. But I know I'm certainly looking forward to not being bogged down with the stress and the paperwork and everything that running business has been over these last 37 years that I've been in business and 55 years that I've been in the trade. So anyway, that being said, actually looking forward to it tomorrow. And I should be a happier man when I talk to you next week on the break. And anyways, with that, I'll go back to net and just say 73 to everybody, and hope you have a blessed day. K7SWK, back to you, Doug.
Okay, very good there, Dave. And congratulations. I don't want to jinx anything, but once you get check in hand and you can go right or left, as you say, either way. That is an awesome feeling. I know how that is once you've sold your business. And I took my watch off when I got to my car, and I didn't wear another watch until I had to get one of these Fitbit sort of things to monitor your steps. So I'm back to wearing one, but it took 5 years before I put one on again. Live and die by the clock was my big thing. I hated that. Anyway, so sounds good, and congratulations, and we'll get the full report next. In Catalina, how are you doing? ND7E. Okay, I guess Mike had to leave, so let's go to K7LOL. Another Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
About 11 p.m. Station out in a date with confirmed paper and some this week takes place. Finish the show. After we go, it should get the top side of the shelf anyway. Well, not so good conditions this week. Not hearing a lot of stations that I heard last week. NC6AZ, for example, I heard them just fine. And this week it was just kind of touch and go. And that kind of brings up a question for you. Is there any way for me, an easy way for me to know who can actually hear me, or who's just listening to receiver noise at this point? I haven't been back to you guys. And that's about it for me for today. So, one other thing, I got these cool little loop antennas. I ultimately want to use them on HF. They're probably get the HF as a package, but there's all the transformers and all that stuff is based on SMA connectors. You can kind of match. It is I use enough for the loop itself. These are going to work great for HF, and one's going to go to the X38 receiver here. So that's you guys at K7EME from K7 LOS.
Yeah, okay, Dave. I had a little bit of trouble on the beginning of that, and you came up toward the end, and you had a question regarding loop antennas. Is that right?
No question. The only question I had was you can actually hear me. I don't want to speak or anyway.
Okay, yeah, I'm having a little trouble. If you could maybe check on your radio, if you've got a transmit bandwidth adjustment, you got, and part of it is your voice, but it's very low, and there's not much highs in it, and I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing, understanding some of the words. So part of it is on my end and my hearing, but let me ask Robert if you could just summarize that last question, please.
Yeah, he's looking for signal reports to see who can hear him. Dave, you're S7 to me, and the transmit bandwidth could be tightened up a little bit so you could it'll punch through a little better. But good signal anyway. Over.
Obviously, that's what it's really 25 watts for sort of it's going to get. So just curious. Back to the next.
Okay, no problem. Switch over to the beam. I was hearing you on the loop just fine. Switch over to the beam. You're S9 to me, so no problem. Anyway, back to you, Doug, K7EME at 780.
Okay, very good. And yeah, Dave, I'm there's enough power there. I can hear you, but it sure would help if you were able to peak up on the highs a little bit more. That would definitely would definitely help. And I'm not sure. Usually you're stronger down here. I'm not sure if you were peaked up antenna wise on me, because I have heard you much louder in the past. On the other hand, it could just be conditions, and that's how 2 meters is from 1 week to the next. Jerry, W5RCQ, let's get the solar report and see if El Sol is tamed down. I imagine that problematic sunspot has moved off and is no longer pointed toward Earth. Over to you, Jerry.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. K7EME and the net, W5RCQ, Jerry in Sun City, SWOT number 3662. Well, Old Sol is sort of drifting along right now, not real strong, not real weak. There's 6 groups of sunspots up there, and the sunspot number is 91. The 10.7 centimeter number is 152. And yeah, we've had that giant sunspot, AR3590, gave us the largest flare of this cycle. We had a 6.3 flare fortunately for us, it did not really hit Earth, so it didn't set telegraph offices afire or burn down the grid or any of those things that people talk about from a really bad flare. As you said, it has rotated around the edge and onto the backside of the sun, and the Mars rover looks up at the backside of the sun every day to do an orientation, and it's for it to be recorded on that camera, but it is seeing that sunspot as it travels across the backside of the sun, and if it stays all together long enough, it'll rotate around and come up on the other side again in a couple of weeks. So we'll see how that happens. And let's see, this one I think everybody already mentioned, Scottsdale Ham Fest, a couple of weeks. It's always been a good one. Should be a good one this time. And Gene and I are going to have a table together, and we'll try to be next to the rest of the SWOT group. So we'll have our presence, that's for sure. And I'll bring some extra chairs, etc. And let's see, antenna. I'm getting there. Everything is up to height. Everything is operational at this point on 2 meter, 440, and 220. I still got a lot of odds and ends to do. More jumpers to be made. Coaxes lengthened and shortened. That kind of thing. But it is what it is at this point. So I'm getting kind of tired of working on antennas right now. I'm ready to move to something else. I do not have my stepper up on the tower, and I'm debating exactly what I'm going to do. But my stepper not only is my HF antenna, it's also my 6 meter antenna, so I'm going to have to think about that. But I'm really enjoying having things up and working and all of that. So with that, good net, enjoyed everything, and I know how you feel about those antenna problems. So back to you, Doug. K7EME and the group W5RCQ.
Yeah, I know. In my next life, I hope to be a VHFer, but I also hope that I don't try to maintain all the bands. I'll stick to 2 or 3 instead of 7 of them. And that would be easier because getting all 7 working at the same time is a lot of work. Anyway, thanks for the info on the sun and your new Innov Yagi for 2. You're sounding very loud down here, Jerry. It's just like you're outside with a megaphone there shouting at me. So it's a good signal. Let's see, next antenna over toward him, and Troy, go ahead.
On the 736 today with no amplifier, so a little weaker signal than normal. I was copying, I think his call was LOL, really good here at the Oracle water tank. And so I thought he was coming in good. And let's see, yesterday we did try listening a little on 10 gigs from the workbench there with just the gain horn. We heard a few signals, but they weren't very strong. And of course we were pointed the wrong direction there and everything. But we did manage to test some little gain blocks that we had purchased for 10 gigs, and they seem to be alive and well, although they seem to dissipate a lot of power. They're going to have to be hooked to a heat sink there. Just for a few minutes of testing them, they got quite warm, and but I suppose they're running Class A. And we also tested out a little amplifier. We put 0 dBm into it at 10368, and we got about 450 milliwatts out on the power meter. So we were happy about those tests, and we're making progress to eventually actually being able to talk on it there. So anyway, we had a pretty successful day. just in the shop there doing things, and here in a little while we're going to have to go out and do some yard work, I think. It was really windy up here yesterday, so I really didn't want to get out and spray the weeds and have the weed spray blowing back on me there. So we'll see if today is a little better day than it was yesterday. I don't know how it's going to turn out yet. But anyway, Barry, before you take off, if you're still listening there, maybe get in contact with me. You may have a way you can listen in there to some of the activities here on 2 and 432. So anyway, that's about all I have right now. Can't think of anything else, but anyway, K7EME in the group, WA7E.
All right, very good, Troy. And yes, I didn't think about that, but you've got the SDR work in progress there and up and running, I guess, on 432 and 2 meters. So that is a good thing. Put it on these two, the two frequencies, and have that going for Barry to listen to. So that is another thing if he wants to check up on us out here and see how we're scraping along without him around here to be the cheerleader of all these activities. So sounds good. Let's see. We got Lynn, K7HAM next. Go ahead, Lynn.
Hey, you got another check-in.
Okay. I missed that. Who's the check-in?
WB9KMO.
WB9KMO. Okay. Let's see. That's a new call for me. What's your name and where are you located?
Name is Rod, located in East Mesa, Arizona, and I don't get out here very often, but I want to check in once in a while. So what might have for you guys?
Okay, well, great. We'll add you to the list, and they're from East Mesa, and welcome aboard. We'll get back to you shortly, or might be a little longer than shortly, but you are on the list. Let's see. Go ahead, Lynn.
Okay, K7EME in the group, K7HAM. Oh, band's a little funky today for me, but hearing everybody, most everybody fine. Not much, just kind of a leisurely week. Highlight of the week was I got a haircut. Actually, I got a mall cut, but you know how it goes. Other than that, I won't delay it. I'll say 7-3 off. Everybody have a good week, and stay on the whatever proper side of the door, I guess. So back to you there, Doug. K7EME, K7HAM.
Okay, Lynn. Well, I gotta ask, since you're from Gilbert, do you go to the same barber as Jim, WX7G?
No, sorry, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't get an orange and a blue dye job there?
No, I'm not a football fan or anything, so I didn't go that route.
Okay, well, just checking. I was wondering if I'd still be able to tell you guys apart. Anyway, sorry about that, Jim. Couldn't resist. We had Den W7KMV in here via scatter from New Mexico. So that gets us down to another Gilbert station, W7WHB. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, good morning, Doug, and the rest of the group. This is Steve, Whiskey 7, Whiskey Hotel Bravo, up here in Gilbert, Arizona. SWOT number 3697. Doug, I got all that humor out of that. I understood it completely, so you're safe. We're doing okay here. We're fixing to be better. We're going to pick up a little camping trailer here in the next week or so we can hit some of these long-distance ham fests, and I don't know, go to parks and do a little bit of POTA and kind of get away from the shack. You know, I love my shack, the way it's set up and everything, but sometimes you just need to get away. So we're going to go down that route for a while, see how that plays out. And it is Ham Fest season. We're ready for that. In fact, my good friend Jim, WX7G, the Weather 7 Weather Gringo, is ready, and I'm ready, and hopefully we can get our other friend Gene, K7EME, who's been on this net a few times, so we can get him out of the rehab center or hospital, wherever he's at now, and get him back to ham festing also. So that's what we have on the schedule. Other than that, not much going on. I would like to tell people, in case they don't know, that Bob Heil, K7EME, who was Mr. Audio to the ham radio community, has become an SK. I think he died a few days ago, and that was a shocker to me. I didn't know he had any problems, but it showed up on QRZ, and I thought, wow, there goes a loss to the ham community for sure. Anyway, that's all we got here, Doug. It's good to hear everybody out there this morning. K7EME, this is W7WHV.
All right, Steve. I'm glad you mentioned that. I saw something. I was looking on some site, a ham site on YouTube, and there was a chat room with it, and I saw R.I.P. Bob Heil, and I thought, oh, he must have passed, and that confirms it. So yeah, he did a lot for the ham community and with his audio expertise, and he will be missed. That's for sure. And congratulations on getting a trailer there. I know you were looking for one, so sounds like you'll be all set to go off and get out of Dodge every once in a while there. So sounds good, Steve. I hope you enjoy that. We had Vince, K7VNE, was in and out. So let's get over to Mike, KD7UUN, over down here in Tucson. Go ahead, Mike.
Not much to report from here. Let's see. I was just outside and seeing that my antenna is moved off of even further off of the direction that the was wreaking some havoc. Able to make it yet, but I'm going to do that here, I think, momentarily. Let's see. One thing that I noticed that was interesting is last week I was working on just a VHF radio, mobile radio that I used to have in my truck, and I had it in the shack working on some power issues, and I don't normally listen to FM VHF much, but I had it on the calling frequency, and I was surprised because the last time, it's been years, when I was on the FM, there was not much you could hear on 146.52, but there was a lot of activity on 146.52, actually more than on the repeaters around here. So I was pretty surprised to hear that. So it's good that that there's noise on the frequencies that will keep us in business. So anyway, I think I will probably not be here next week. I think I'll probably be out of town. The granddaughter's coming in from Texas, and we'll probably be taking her on a bit of a trip around the state. So we will probably be a couple weeks before I get back. So anyway, back to you, K7EME, KD7UUN.
Okay, Mike. Very good on all, and that we'll miss you, but we'll look forward to when you get back and have safe travels there while you're doing that. And the comment on 146.52 Simplex FM. when Al and I were down in Green Valley at the Hamfest, there were several people commented that there's a lot of 5.2 activity. There's a group actually now down in Green Valley, and I'm sure they're you can hear them up where you're at, and that was interesting. I don't have anything vertically polarized for VHF, but it might be worth it to put something up and just see what the activity is there. So certainly I have heard things about that, and so hopefully, and maybe some of those guys will want to increase their range and end up getting hooked on SSB on 2 meters. So we'll see how that works out. But it is definitely something to listen to. Let's see, George, KD7XP, still recovering. I think I heard him say he's got one more infusion to go, and then I guess it's just a long road of recovery there. But I'm glad he's on the air, getting things back to speed. KJ7TSM, Dave was in and out. KC7MG. Also in and out up there in Casa Grande. So that gets us over to Ron, KW7RNX, who is portable by the Ironwood Monument. Go ahead, Ron.
Morning, K7EME, Doug in the net. This is KW7RNX. Yes, we're running from the Ironwood National Monument Park. It is west of Tucson, about 20 miles, and we are running a 4-beam Yagi with a 857B Yaesu at probably 45 watts, 50 watts. As in radio stuff, I got to make some HS down into Argentina, which is as far south. The other radio-related, I had a very severe radio frequency problem with my QTH. I had to troubleshoot this week. It was wiping out my VHF to talk to my 5.2 guys in Tucson. So, yes, what was it? Steve, put a vertical up. We're out here talking. I will be QSY down to 144-200 after Doug hangs up the net for anybody that might want to make contact. So this is KW7RNX, and we will throw it back to K7EME in the net.
Okay, so you're going to be down on 144-200 after the net, and looking for contacts portable. And you got the 4-element Yagi and the 50 watts, so that should get you some contacts there. So guys, Ron will be down there and looking for the Ironwood National Monument. So it's if you got to aim your antennas, you'll want to go just slightly west of where you're receiving me from, and you'll get him there. So sounds good. Let's see. Warren, K7CWA, is next on the list. So, Warren, how'd your week go?
This is K7CWA. Well, Doug, my weeks are pretty dull. I don't do much of anything, and it's just, dealing with health and all that sort of thing. And don't get on the radio much, except for Saturday Digital Net, and that's barely. And yeah, most of my life is just taken up with my shows, Advancing Condition, Advancing Age. And it's interesting you're talking about the audio with that one gentleman earlier, Michael, I believe his name was. Anyhow, my hearing without the hearing aids is rolling off badly. I can barely hear 1 kilohertz. I can barely hear 1 kc. And so the muffled bass with no articulation is what I hear normally, unless I have my hearing aids in. They have some, but they're still not 100%. And so hearing, that's one reason I don't get on the radio more. it's hard work for me to listen. I have to really concentrate and try to figure out the words as they come. And because so many words sound alike. And like without the sibilants, B, C, D, G, E, they all sound the same. And there's lots of others too. So anyhow, that's the story that I have to stick to, I guess. And the only other thing is I've been noticing today, I'm surprised at how many Tucson stations I can't hear. And I guess it's because they're hidden in the shadow. But then again, occasionally, like that news station that came on that was in Mesa, I believe. What was his call? I don't know. Anyhow, Rodney, I think, KMO, and I couldn't hear him, and I thought, that's crazy. That's only, maybe 20 miles from me. So, but you never know with the antennas and the high gain and polarizations and everything else. But I'm surprised at some of the stations that I don't hear anyhow. And, thanks for the update on George, too. I used to talk to him all the time, and we would communicate with digital on 2 meters, and we had a little weekly net light going, and it all petered out. After a while, it got to be just people stopped showing up. It got boring. So there you go. K7EME, K7CWA.
Okay, Warren. Yeah, that it is a problem for and probably the other station was aimed down here, and so you would be off to the side of his outside his main lobe there on the antenna pattern. So that is one problem. And that does make it an issue up there. I know Robert solves that problem. Being in the middle of the everybody up there, he runs his loop quite often, so he can hear the people other than just aiming down toward me, and that's how he did that. Made that adjustment, and it certainly helps. But when most people are on Yagis and they're aimed down here toward net control, then it makes it harder for everybody to hear. And I know that's a real problem up on some of the higher bands. 1296 is difficult. You do a lot of rotator playing around, trying to find, listen to everybody as it goes from station to station there on the net up there. Anyways, good to check in with you as always, and we'll see you next week. Jim, you are next. WX7G. Tell us, lay some pearls of wisdom on us.
WX7G up here in the east suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert. 7 other gringo. Well, I've been listening here, and I heard my neighbor, claiming that he wasn't all that enthralled with having colored hair, but being from Kansas City, I guess I can understand why he wouldn't be that proud of his football team. But, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Bronco fan. Oh, and by the way, Doug, I got a question for you. Were you aware that the toothbrush was invented in Apache Junction, Arizona?
No, that's a new one on me. So tell us all about it, Jim.
Well, if it had been invented anywhere else, it would have been called a toothbrush. All right, enough of my poor humor there. The highlight of my week this week was I have 2 great-granddaughters, both born the same day to different mothers, my 2 granddaughters. And yesterday was their birthday, and between all the Zoom and the pictures and all that kind of stuff, it was a fun day. Even though I couldn't be with them, it was great. I'll tell you right now, 2-year-olds know how to celebrate a birthday. With that, WX7G back to net control. Thanks for having me.
Okay, good joke there, Jim. And I'm glad you had a good time. You know, when you're not by your family. Unfortunately, my grandkids are here in town, so we are a lot more connected the eyeball sort of way with them than it would be when they lived in Atlanta before they moved out here. Because you know, it's just not the same. But it's a lot better than it used to be without Zoom and all of that. You can still. It's like the next best thing to being there. So I'm glad you had a good birthday party there. Sounds good. Let's see. Let me bump the antenna over towards Glendale here, and let's get KD5NLP in there. Go ahead, Mike.
How about Lee?
Okay, sorry.
He's ready to come home. He told me to be on the net Tuesday night. He sounds good. I think he gets back today sometime. I don't know when he's going back to work, but he should be up on Tuesday. Well, the match sounds good. Can't think anything else. Working on a 10-meter radio on the garage and just had a fire up a match. It was a strong 10-meter radio I had for that I had it. I wired it up, but it's not working yet, so I'll get it going. But as far as the next night, I should be on there, what, 1 minutes before sunset. We'll talk then.
Okay, Mike, very good. And yeah, I don't know if the other Mike is going to hop right back to work or not. At least he is you know, gradually working the time zones back toward normal here, so it shouldn't be as bad as if he just flew back from Australia and boom, a day later you're trying to work. So that doesn't work out too well. So anyway, very good on all, and maybe we'll catch you on 3695 later on this evening, being as it is Sunday. And I forgot to I skipped over Lee, so I'm sorry. A thousand pardons, please. Go ahead, Lee. Yeah, Lee, you're not as strong. I think the wind has knocked your antenna off a little bit there. Can you peek up on my voice again, just in case? I'm aimed right up at you there, Lee. Go ahead.
Yeah, not sure what's going on. I'll have to go out and take a look at the antenna. You're a lot weaker than you were before, over.
Yeah, I copy you well enough now, though. There, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm replacing my 2-meter rotor shortly, and I know what it's like because it will slip in the high winds there. And if you got 40-mile-an-hour winds, that's enough to do it.
Oh, you're good now. You're S8, S9 now. I hope I am copyable. Over.
Oh, much better, much better.
Yeah, it didn't change. The antenna's flopping back and forth. I'm going to point it back into the wind here after I see if I can work that portable station. I heard a number of stations, more or less, so propagation wasn't bad today. Not much to report other than it seems to still be drifting. I guess I'll have to turn the radio on an hour before the net. Over.
Okay, well, yeah, that would be good to help it stabilize a little bit there. But yeah, you came way up, so that seems to be the issue, is the wind knocking your antenna around. But yeah, give Ron a try over there and see if you can work him portable. That would be awesome. So, like I say, he'll be down on 200 here after the net. So you have to meander down there, see if you can copy him. So sounds good, Lee. Well, batten down the hatches, and thanks for calling in as always. There, Lee. Over.
Yeah, glad I could make it. Just watching the maximum anemometer here, and as you were talking, got a gust of 48. So another fun day for the spring up here in Doty Park. K7EME, WJ0, back to that.
Okay, well, don't blow away up there. We'll catch you later, Lee. 7-3s. Let's see. We're gonna let me get back on Mesa here, and let's get Rodney Mesa. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, WB9KMO. And I don't check in here very often. We got a really long list. I can only hear about half of you guys until I get my bigger antennas up. But I did copy several guys here. I switched back and forth with the 432 gang, and they just wrapped it up. So this is good timing, and just wanted to say hi to everybody. I've got equipment here for everything from 2 meters up to 10 gigahertz, and with a couple gaps. Don't have anything on 3.4 yet. Don't have anything on 900. But I'm working on those too. So I'm out there for the contests and things like that. Got on briefly for MAP yesterday. So anyway, just wanted to say hi, check in here, and I'll try to be more regular, and we'll see how it goes. My antennas are small, and they aren't as high as they could be. So I'll be working on that too. Thanks a lot. That's about all I've got here. And great net. Boy, you sure get a lot of check-ins from all over. And that's pretty cool. Back to you, WB9KMO, East Mesa, Arizona.
Okay, very good. So you've got most of the bands or all the bands from 2 to 10 gigs. Is that right?
Yeah, except for 900 and 3.4. I've got everything. I have an IQ.
Okay, are you active? I mean, not active, but are you able to get on 10 gigs now? Is that a portable station, or is that from your house? Go ahead. Yeah, you still there, Rodney?
He cut out right at the end of his last transmission there, Doug. I think he might be having problems.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, if you're copying us, I'll have some more questions for you on 10 gigs down the road there, Rodney. There's a lot of activity up there. I just was curious if you were able to get on, if you had your equipment set up for that. Anyways, with that gets us to the bottom of the list. We never heard Serge in here. I wonder what he's up to. But anyway, are there any other check-ins for the Arizona SWOTnet?
WB9KMO back again.
Okay, you're back.
I'm not sure. No, not about 10 gigs. You asked if I covered all bands, and I do, except for 3.4 and 900. What was the question?
Yeah, my question was, are you able to get on 10 gigs, or you just have the equipment? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm able to get on. I don't have very good antennas right now. I have an IQ905, and I have about 6 dBi on it. Horizontally polarized, but it doesn't get out very well. Working on trying to get a hold of a dish. And everything else is low gain antennas, but I'm working on gathering stuff together and getting them up.
Okay, very good. Well, Yeah, that hopefully you can get a dish, and that'll certainly help out a number of people. But maybe you're already aware of that. And I just wanted to make sure. Robert here, of course, he also has a 905, and I think several other stations up there have them as well. So a lot of periodic, microwave weekends and such, and more folks are on that. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. We'll look forward to you doing so again down the road here. Welcome aboard, Rodney. So now we'll do a final check for any late check-ins. Nothing heard, so we'll call an end to the net. I appreciate everybody who checked in, and you guys have a great rest of your week and a great rest of your weekend. K7EME 73's all.
Okay, I had a question. Are you in?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
How did you resolve your microphone issue?
Let me swing over to how did I resolve it? Is that right? Yeah, Pete had a Heil microphone. It was a HM12, and so I just cut the end of it off. The connectors didn't work for the flex, but I made my own little setup there, and so that is what I'm using now. Go ahead.
Oh, good deal. Well, it sounds really good, and yeah, I was just thinking that's Bob Heil's going to have a legacy of equipment that'll be around for years and years.
Yes, indeed. This is the first time I've run a Heil. It's not one of the high end ones. I know they've got some really nice ones, but once I got the equalizer set and everything, I've been getting good reports on it. So very much, impressed with what this one does, and yeah, he's going to be missed. That kind of, I think he had a background in audio engineering, as I recall, and definitely that has his products are out there, and they all work very well, and. So, yep, he will be missed on the ham scene.
Okay, real good. Well, that's what I was wondering, and I thought you did adapt to one of Pete's Heil microphones. So now you got both Pete and Heil's legacies right there with your radio.
Absolutely, and I've thought about that, and I don't know for sure if this was the one he used, on 2 meters, but it certainly could have been. I'm not sure, but there could have been a Yaesu connector on that. I saved the connector. Just I may check that out sometime. So it could be very well that this microphone was Pete's, and what a great way to keep his legacy going. And I know Dave, K7SWK up there, is running his amplifier. And so that, he's still, in one way or another, kind of participating with the net, Mike. Over.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, that's neat. Yeah, with all the different stuff that you've sold and the guys that are on the net, he will be pretty well represented throughout the net, I would think. So that's pretty cool as well. Well, listen, Doug, Summertrees, have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
Okay, sounds good. And you have a safe trip in the coming week or so.
Thank you much. Summertrees.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, stand by there, Al. Just give me one minute. There we go. Now you won't break up. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Bob Heil, I do believe, retired a few years ago, and he left the company. His kids were taking it over. Over.
His kids, is that right?
Yeah, Roger. So he's got legacy out there.
Yeah, good. So the products are still. I'm sure he had a hand in development and everything, but it sounds like his kids were there to take over. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I believe there for a while the Eagles were using his equipment on stage or in the studio. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was just Joe Walsh, but I read something about that here a while back. And yeah, I have a couple of Heil microphones and foot switches. Really like this stuff. I actually got to talk to him at length a couple years ago on 6 meters. And what a gentleman. Had a really nice conversation with him. Over.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, I didn't know he was active on 6. That's pretty neat. So I'll bet his audio was perfect.
Oh yeah, I believe it was 6 meters. I don't know. I'll have to look back at my logbook if see if it was 6 meters. I'll check that out and I'll get back to you on that. Anyway, good net, Robert. Good net, Doug. Miss Chuck. No. Anyway, we shall go on.
Oh yeah. Bit of a rough start this morning, but the antenna seems to have been hanging in there, and I just reduced my power quite a bit, just in case that starts arcing again. But what I did was I was moving the antenna back and forth, and I think it just kind of jostled things a little bit. It's the only thing I can figure out. I couldn't find anything wrong with the coax connections in here. So right straight out the window, it goes to the 7/8 heliax, and that's an unbroken run all the way up to the tower there. So but those the present phasing lines are just LMR 400, and of course the pins are not the way they should be, so it arcs anyway. Hopefully, I'm glad I get up early. I was fighting that, and I was listening to you guys, but I couldn't really transmit with an SWR that was so off the charts. Anyway, at least it all worked out in the end. Catch you later, Al.
Okay, Doug. Yeah, my cell phone was out on its charging position out there in the kitchen, and that's why I didn't hear it. It only rings about twice anyway, so that's why I always have to call you back. So it's kind of a pain. We did get new telephones in. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Hey, you have a good day, and we'll catch you later on. K7EME.
Okay, and on 432 I've been off because my antenna was swinging around, and I did go up there yesterday and was able to tighten things down and realign it. So at least that problem is squared away, and I'm going to work on the preamp. The SMA connector popped off the board, and that should be fairly easy to fix. So anyway, a lot of little things to take care of, but I should be back on I'm back on 432. It's just not with the preamp, but no big deal. Anyway, catch you later.